Let's be real. Microsoft has come a long way over the years with what they've been able to do, but one place where they've missed, I think anyway, is with two of their biggest franchises. Now, basically, to be quite honest with you, I'm a Gears of War fan. I have a Gears of War tattoo, which, by the way, I got before Microsoft kind of took the series in a direction that they did. It is like the first three games stand up against the test of time against any other games, in my opinion, though. It's just honestly that damn good. And the fact that they've managed to do this and have such a great franchise is great, but at the same time they've took some missteps with it, and now it looks like we might be getting back on track, which I think could be a great thing for Microsoft. Not only with that game, obviously the stuff with Halo, we'll see how that kind of works out, but getting back on track with all these types of things and all these, developers and that kind of thing, I think is really important going forward. So I do want to get into this really quickly because I think it's going to be a good video. What's up, everybody? Crap Gamer here with Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I certainly do appreciate it. Now, at the end of the day, I think it really kind of depends on what Microsoft is going to be able to do. Like I said, I'm Crap Gamer, and this is Crap Gamer Reviews. I'm looking to get 100 likes on all of these videos. I know it's a very silly, small, stupid goal, but it's my goal nonetheless. Now, this was some breaking news that came out, which I thought was beyond interesting, because for me to get excited again about Gears of War, I think it would take something pretty big, and that's kind of what we got right here. And I gotta say, it sounds interesting, to say the least. When we look at this and we say, what can Microsoft do to bridge the gap, bring fans back? Now, I had seen that some people had said that they had heard internally that Microsoft was asking gamers what they could do to make Gears of War a great game again. For me, listen, and I know that I never really kind of spoke of this publicly, and it wasn't because, Kate's a woman or whatever, but at the end of the day, you've had this testosterone-driven group of people that are fun and out there, and you kind of took away the dynamic that people liked, and I'm sorry, but that's honestly just how I feel about it. Like, you had this great series with great characters, you made them look anything but great in the reboot or whatever they were trying to do. I thought it was a mistake to go into the future. Or then you go, okay, well, now you're Marcus's son, okay, cool, then the next game after that, it's all focused on Kate. Whatever. It didn't make a lot of sense. For me anyway, it seemed like there's a lot of political motivation there. We're seeing, and I'm not afraid to say this, we're seeing more and more women leads in games, which you might go, that's fine. Like, personally, like, if you have a choice to pick between gender, male, like in Hogwarts Legacy, you could be a guy or a girl. Who cares, right? But it's like you're starting to see games where male were the leads or men were the leads, and then they're just pulling that off and then switching it. Like, I think that's where some people's discourse is with some of this stuff, right? But we'll see what happens. The Xbox 360 era Gears of War director looks like he's returning to the franchise. He worked on Gears 2 and 3, which are my favorites in the series. The Coalition has seemingly been working away on the next Gears of War game for a few years at this point, with Gears 5 launching back in 2019. While we've not seen any kind of real Gears of War 6 announcement, a key developer from the Xbox 360 days of the franchise has seemingly returned to work on it. Developer Joshua Ortega has cropped up on Twitter to remind us all of the work that he did on the Gears franchise. This time he's added the line, "Once again, it's on." So he writes all the stuff that he's did, wrote and co-directed Gears of War 2, wrote all the in-game collectibles and initial teaser trailer, consulted on the TV ads and marketing campaign, and even more. When asked fans whether he's back with Gears, he appeared to hint that he's indeed working on Gears of War again in some capacity. For now, we don't know exactly what he's doing, and again, this could take any shape or form at any particular point, but he was also sent out, he did a poll on Twitter asking if people like it to be called Gears or Gears of War, and I always said it was a mistake to chop off the of war aspect of it, right? I get it, we all call it Gears or whatever, but you don't cut it off. I can remember when Activision many years ago was trying to brand the Modern Warfare thing as something other than Call of Duty, and that didn't test too well, right? Like, people wanted that Call of Duty thing. It's the same thing with, I mean, we call it Modern Warfare, but it's still Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. Now, when we look at what's going on with, Gears of War, yes, we call it Gears, but at the same time, it's Gears of War. Like, I don't see why you would shorten that. I felt like that was sort of when they started taking it kind of at the wrong end of the spectrum there. And we want to see exactly what they could do in the future with, a Gears of War Part 6, or maybe they reboot it from that point on, or hey, it's just a dream and Dom and everybody's still alive. Like, that would just thrill me to be able to see, Gears of War be back to its glory of what it was, because that's super important in my opinion. You've got to be able to have these games speak for themselves and do their own thing. And I hope that we continue to see great ththings come from this series. Like, it can still be a great series. I just think that the characters are kind of boring. All, like, the three main characters now are boring, and they made the older characters kind of inept or what have you. So, I think there's definitely stories you could tell. There's definitely things you can do. The game was a gritty game with, like, F-bombs and jokes and, over-the-top characters, bulky guy. Like, I don't understand why you would try to make that into, The Last of Us, or Uncharted, or whatever they tried to do, a Tomb Raider. I don't understand it. It seems like they didn't really have a direction to go, and hopefully this brings them back into a much better direction that we can all kind of agree on, that is a better direction for the series, and I think that's exactly what everybody's kind of looking for. So I do hope that we see that before too long, and I think obviously at the end of the day, Microsoft is going to have to do what they can to get some of these people to get and realize that, hey, there's a reason why the Xbox 360 was kicking ass and taking names, right? Like, let's just be honest here. It was kicking the crap out of Sony, and you can bring up where they all ended, and that's fine. But the bottom line is, when you have 90% of the market share and that gets dropped down to like 25%, yeah, that is a big problem. And so Microsoft did do a good job, and I think Gears of War was a big part of that. Personally, I would have probably, saved that extra year and bought a PlayStation 5 or 3, excuse me. But when I saw Gears of War, I knew I had to get an Xbox 360, and I think a lot of other people felt the same way. With that being said, thank you so much for joining me on this video today. Please leave a like, rack 'em up, fact 'em up, grab gamer 'em up, grab gamer out.